Hello, I'm Doug Jensen with Vortex Media. I've been a professional in the television and video production business for over 35 years, and I'd like to tell you about a great way of making money in our industry that doesn't rely on convincing clients to hire you, your prior experience, or having insider connections with the right people. You can earn money while you're sleeping, while you're working on other projects, and even while you're on vacation. And if you enjoy the creativity and freedom that comes from shooting video as much as I do, then it might not even seem like work at all. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's not. As I'm sure you figured out already, I'm talking about making money from stock footage. I'm already earning nearly $2,700 a month, even though I spend less than 4 hours a week working on stock footage. And best of all, that income is almost pure profit because I don't spend money on talent, models, location fees, employees, or any of the other typical expenses of running a small business. Other than some basic camera equipment that I already have, my main investment in stock footage has just been some of my spare time. And please don't make the mistake of confusing stock photos with stock footage. Stock photos are a waste of time because there's no money in it. But stock footage, now that's another story. When I divide how much money I've earned so far by how much time I've put into processing my portfolio of clips, my income turns out to be somewhere around $279 per hour, and growing every month as the clips that I've already uploaded continue to sell over and over again. Now that number sounds crazy, doesn't it? Well, stay tuned because in a few minutes I'll log into my contributor account at Shutterstock and I'll show you exactly how lucrative stock footage can be when it's done right. And that's really the key right there, isn't it? You have to know what you're doing. Stock footage isn't a get-rich-quick scheme where you can just shoot some video, upload it to the web, and then watch the money roll in. It's easy, but it's not that easy. You're going to need some training if you want to do it right, and that's where I can help you. As I said, I've been in the television business for more than 35 years as a cameraman, editor, and director. I've worked for all the major broadcast networks, plus dozens of Fortune 500 corporations. I produced about 20 in-depth MasterClass training videos, and I teach several production classes at main media workshops every summer. I really enjoy taking the skills and knowledge that I've acquired and passing them on to others. But as I travel around teaching, it always surprises me how few of the people I meet realize how much money can be made from stock footage. To me, stock footage is a no-brainer, and I can't believe everyone isn't doing it already. And that's why I decided to produce an in-depth masterclass on the subject and share what I've learned with others. In fact, my 5-hour workshop is exactly the training that I wish I could have taken advantage of when I got started. I'd probably be making twice as much money now if I knew back then what I know today. I've learned a lot from hands-on experience, trial and error, and making many mistakes. Mistakes, by the way, that are still costing me literally hundreds of dollars every month because I got started off on the wrong foot. My workshop is available for on-demand streaming at Vimeo and includes 26 chapters of in-depth, step-by-step training that leaves no stone unturned. I cover choosing the right stock footage agencies to work with, creating effective metadata that ensures your clips will get seen by customers, what type of footage sells best, recommended camera equipment, the differences between commercial and editorial footage, including how to get both types approved, how to prevent rejections before they even happen, fast and efficient editing, basic color grading techniques, and exporting your footage with specifications that customers are looking for, time-saving methods for uploading and submitting your clips to multiple stock footage agencies with practically no extra work, and important steps that many people are unaware of that need to be taken after your clips have been approved. Now, am I the world's most successful stock footage producer? Absolutely not. But I do think my steady $2,700 per month income is nothing to sneeze at, especially when you consider that I only spend about 3 or 4 hours a week working on stock footage. No matter how you cut it, that's good money. So if stock footage is a topic you're interested in, and if you're serious about doing it right, then I encourage you to sign up for my workshop, where I'll teach you everything I've learned about making money from stock footage. Now, how much does my training cost? Just $158.37, which is about what you'll earn when you sell 3 4K clips at an agency like Shutterstock for the first time. In other words, if I can help you sell just 3 extra clips that you wouldn't have sold otherwise, you will have covered the whole cost of taking my workshop. All the rest of the money you'll earn and countless hours of time you'll save by following my advice will just be icing on the cake. Now, if you've already tested the waters of stock footage but aren't getting the results you had hoped for, then this workshop was designed for you. If you're a still photographer who is considering moving into the much more lucrative market of stock footage, then this workshop is for you too. If you're an experienced videographer who wants to increase your income by tapping into a passive but steady revenue stream, this workshop is also for you. Or if you're a student who's just getting started in filmmaking, what better way could there be to supplement your income and improve your shooting skills at the same time? The reason stock footage is so profitable is because you're not working for an hourly wage. You'll be the owner of hundreds or even thousands of clips that can each be sold over and over again year after year. Let's take a closer look at my own numbers by logging into my contributor account at Shutterstock. Here we see my earnings so far this month. And over here, we see that my lifetime earnings since joining Shutterstock 7 years ago has surpassed the $112,000 mark. If we come down here, there's a bar graph that shows my monthly earnings for the last 3 months. I can change it to show the last 6 months or the last 12 months. As you can see, my sales vary from month to month, but on average it was about $2,200 per month last year. But that's just my income from Shutterstock. And because they don't require exclusivity, I also sell the exact same footage through other agencies, which brings my total average income up to about $2,700 per month. 100% of my portfolio is video, and I don't waste any time on photos. Why? Because the income from photos can be as little as 25 cents per sale for beginners, up to a maximum of $2.85 if you've already made at least $10,000 in lifetime earnings, and also if the customer is paying top dollar for a single high-resolution on-demand image. On the other hand, look over here. When someone downloads one of your video clips, you'll get a 30% commission no matter what Shutterstock sells it for. At Adobe, the commission is even higher at 35%. It doesn't matter how big your portfolio is, it doesn't matter what your lifetime earnings are, and it doesn't matter who you are. 30 to 35% for everyone all the time. That is a level playing field if I ever saw one. So what do those commissions mean in actual dollars and cents, you may ask? Well, Shutterstock's price right now for a 4K clip is $179. So that means that $53.70 is my share of the sale. And their price for an HD clip is $79. So my share is $23.70. But those prices aren't carved in stone, and there are many variables that can affect what a customer actually pays, and consequently what my commission will be. Some high-volume customers purchase clips in bulk, so they get discounted pricing, and therefore the commissions are lower. But sometimes the commissions are much higher. It's not uncommon for me to earn hundreds of dollars from a single sale. For example, just a few weeks ago, on January 29th, I earned $400 from the sale of one clip. In fact, I sold a total of 7 clips that day, and my combined income was $555. I honestly can't understand why anyone with a decent camera and some basic skills isn't in the stock footage game. Now, if you're concerned that the stock footage market is already oversaturated and that you'll never be able to get your foot in the door, you can put that worry out of your mind. The use of stock footage by broadcasters, advertisers, news organizations, documentary producers, and all kinds of businesses is growing by leaps and bounds every year. There will always be a demand for fresh footage. And just because someone else already uploaded a shot of a particular subject doesn't mean that you couldn't shoot the same thing better or differently, so the buyers will choose one of your clips instead. And what about 4K? Go to any stock footage website and look at the millions, yes, I said millions of clips that are only available in high definition. Someday those HD clips are going to be just as worthless as standard definition clips are right now. Every one of those HD clips represents an excellent opportunity for someone like you or me to replace it with a 4K alternative. Besides, you don't have to wait for 4K to catch fire to start making money from 4K clips. When you upload a 4K clip to certain stock footage agencies, they'll automatically create an HD version for you, so customers can buy the resolution that best suits their needs today and in the future, with no additional effort on your part. Now, I should point out that nobody buys one of my clips because Doug Jensen shot it, and nobody is following me to see what footage I've posted most recently. My clips only sell when an editor or a producer has a specific gap to fill in their editing sequence, and they decide that one of my clips best meets their needs. So that means that if you and I both upload similar clips, my clip wouldn't have an advantage over yours. It's a level playing field, and both of us would have an equal chance of getting our clip purchased by the customer. But let's stop right there for a second. Although we're technically competing on a level playing field, some stock footage contributors, such as myself, do have an advantage because of our experience. I've been doing this for several years already, and I know things that you don't know. I know things that you don't even know you don't know. My point is that there are many things that a savvy stock footage contributor can do to increase their chances of making a sale. And that's the idea behind my workshop. If you want to get serious about building a nice steady income, then I can give you the jump start you need. But as anybody knows, profitability isn't determined by income alone. Income must be offset by the cost of doing business, including the time and effort that you have to put into it. So my workshop will also teach you how to process your clips more efficiently, thus saving countless hours that would give you more time for doing other things that you enjoy, or better yet, time to produce even more stock footage to keep adding fuel to the fire. I've gotten my workflow down to a science, and I can process a lot of clips very quickly and efficiently. I only spend about 4 to 5 minutes working on each clip when I'm batch processing a bunch of footage at the same time. Here's how that breaks down. Ingesting my raw footage from the camera's memory card takes about 10 seconds each. Sorting and trimming my clips takes me about 20 seconds each. Every clip needs to be color graded or enhanced to one extent or another, and that takes me about a minute. Trust me when I say that there isn't a camera made by any manufacturer that will produce footage that couldn't be improved upon in post, and this step is mandatory if you want to maximize sales. My method of exporting or rendering the individual clips after editing and grading is automated, so I don't even count whatever time that part of the process takes. I go away, and when I come back, dozens or even hundreds of clips will all be finished and waiting for submission. Next comes my least favorite part of running a stock footage business, creating the metadata. This step, which I call meta logging, accounts for about 3 minutes of the 5 minutes I spend prepping each clip for submission. Without good metadata, your clips will never be seen by customers and therefore will never sell. Now, if you're under the impression that success hinges on who shoots the best footage and that customers will naturally buy it, you've got a lot to learn about how this business works. Metadata is just as important, if not even more important, than the actual footage itself. Metadata is what separates the successful stock footage contributors from the wannabes. And my workshop will help you develop a super efficient workflow that will ensure that you create excellent metadata with the least amount of effort possible. The techniques you'll learn will literally save you hundreds of hours processing your clips. A big blunder I made in my early years was using the online submission system at Shutterstock to add metadata to my clips. I wasted tons of time doing it online. And what's worse, in the end, I had no way of getting my metadata that I had created myself back out of the Shutterstock website, which led me to my second biggest mistake. When I wanted to submit those 3,000 clips to other agencies, lo and behold, I had no metadata for those clips. I was looking at starting all over again from scratch. Fortunately, the nice folks at Adobe kindly offered to do the metadata for me, and naturally I took them up on it because, to be honest, I may never have gotten around to doing it myself. But as they say, there's no such thing as a free lunch, and that decision has literally cost me tens of thousands of dollars because the metadata for those clips that someone else did for me isn't good enough. Those 3,000 clips at Adobe are only earning 10% of what they're earning at Shutterstock. Now, the point of this story is not to say that Shutterstock is better than Adobe. Just the opposite might be true for all I know. But in my analysis of my Adobe sales results, I put the blame squarely on poor metadata. Metadata that I foolishly allowed to be created by someone else. Another mistake you don't want to fall victim to is the temptation to let an agency's big, powerful computers automatically generate the metadata for you. Yep, that's the next big thing in the stock footage industry. Supposedly, computers can analyze your clips, identify the subject matter, and create all the best metadata for you. They call that artificial intelligence, but I call it being very lazy. Maybe the automated systems work better for photos than they do for video. I don't know. Maybe the systems will improve over time. I don't know that either. But what I do know is that right now, there is no way I'm going to put the fate of my clips in the hands of a dumb computer that can't tell the difference between an airplane and a helicopter, or a missile from an airplane, or a snake from a boat. A system that can't tell the important subject of this shot is an alligator. That the subject of this shot is a jet, not a church or a tower or a building. And that this bird is an osprey, not an eagle, and that it flies from the top of the tree in slow motion. Where are those critical keywords that need to be associated with this clip if I want customers to find it? You know, I could probably hire a third grader to do a better job on my metadata. At least he or she would probably be able to tell the difference between an orange gecko on a tree from a goldfish in an aquarium. The bottom line is that you absolutely must do your own meta logging and also store that valuable information on your own computer so you control it. In my workshop, I'll teach you how to do both of those things quickly and efficiently. Now, you might be aware that there are third-party services that you can hire to do the metadata for you. Are they any better than the automated computer systems? Well, I can't really say, but I'm definitely glad I don't use them because I'd be stuck paying a 15% fee from now to eternity on every sale I make. In my case, I'd be losing more than $400 every single month, totaling more than $5,000 in 2018 alone. And those figures are going up from month to month. Using a third-party metadata service would definitely not be worth it for me. If you really don't want to do your own metadata, then why not team up with a trusted friend or partner and let them help? Maybe you could shoot and edit and your partner could handle the metadata. The key is that you must retain some control over this part of the process to ensure that it's done right. Now, you may have noticed that there's one thing conspicuously missing from my time chart, and that is accounting for whatever amount of time I put into shooting my clips. Why isn't that on my chart? Well, because it would be difficult to quantify. I have no interest in punching the time clock when I'm out shooting, and I don't consider it work. I didn't get started shooting stock footage because I wanted to make money, and I wouldn't continue doing it if my only motivation was money. I love shooting. The $2,700 per month I'm earning is just a bonus. But here's something that may surprise you. Most of my clips might never sell a single time. Do I care? Nope, because the ones that do sell will more than make up for the ones that don't. Being successful in this business requires that you accept the fact that a certain percentage of your clips will do all the work while the rest just come along for the ride. In case you're interested, let's dive deeper into my sales figures at Shutterstock. Since it takes me about 5 minutes to process each clip in post, that means I can submit about 12 new clips per hour when I'm bulk processing my footage, which then means that it must have taken me about 408 hours of labor to process the 4,900 clips that I had in my portfolio during December when I crunched these numbers. So if I divide my combined earnings from Shutterstock and Adobe by 408 hours, that works out to be $279 per hour that I have already been paid for clips that are still earning thousands of dollars every month with no signs of slowing down. So if anyone tells you that you can't make good money shooting stock footage, you should ask them if they can show you someplace else where you can earn more than $279 per hour while doing something that you enjoy. This is really a great business. If someone like me can make money from stock footage, there's nothing to stop you from doing the same. And I can help you get there. But I'll need your undivided attention for about 5 hours to teach you everything I know. So, if you're ready to start making some serious money from a passive income stream and save a lot of time doing it efficiently, then please sign up for my workshop and let's get down to business. I'm ready to help give your stock footage business the boost it needs to achieve great success.